The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good afternoon. My name is Ron Zuckett. Welcome to the program for this 26th day of July 2024, the third of our three games this week. Next week, the plan is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, construction pending here on the floor as they install a new fire alarm system that will bring joy and merriment to almost nobody. Anyway, today's game is a possible preview of the American League Championship Series. The Minnesota Twins are the huge surprise of this replay. They still have the best record in baseball. They are a 75-win team. This is game 119. There's 43 left as we play the games of Wednesday, August 17th, 1988. The Tigers are two back of the Red Sox in the American League East race, which is still a five-team race, just as it was in real life. The Yankees are kind of hanging on, 4.5 back, but they're going to need some help. It's Boston, Detroit, Toronto, and Milwaukee. How you doing, John? And John, good morning. And so that's the scenario. Plus the added thing with, these two teams met in the 87 American League Championship Series. And as everyone was ready to give the Detroit Tigers a coronation to go to the World Series, a funny little thing happened, and the Minnesota Twins won the bloody thing in 5, including the last one in 2 of the 3 in Detroit, if I remember correctly. So there's not a lot of good blood between these two teams. It's Doyle Alexander, who was 1987's darling, not so much in 1988, versus Alan Anderson, who certainly is the darling of the Minnesota Twins staff. That's what we got for you on this Friday. Next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Today, from Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan, it is the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts. Had the voice go already, or wherever fine podcasts are listed. And it will be Doyle Alexander versus Alan Anderson on a Chamber of Commerce afternoon in Detroit, 74 degrees, good light winds. Well, let's just get to the Twins lineup since I already hit that button. It'll be Alexander. We'll tell you his numbers in a minute. This will be the lineup he'll face. Dan Gladden in the left will lead off. John Moses in right will bat second. Kirby Puckett in center will go third. Kent Herbert cleans up at first. Brian Harper behind the plate, he'll bat fifth. Randy Bush, the DH, will go sixth. Greg Gagne at short will bat seventh. Steve Lombardozzi at second will bat eighth. Al Newman gets a call at third. So no Gary Gaetti today. And Alexander, he can get you maybe 8 innings. And we put that in parentheses because his numbers aren't that great. ERA-wise, 4.06 is fine. He's making his 25th start of the year. He's got 9 left after including this. He's 8-11 on the season. He's 38 years old. He has pitched forever. Fastball at 82, which is a Bugs Bunny oxymoron, and a fly ball pitcher. In fact, in real life, he gave up 30 home runs. He pitched 5 days ago against the Red Sox in Boston and beat them 7-3. He went 8, so he can eat his fair share of innings. 112 pitches, 9 hits, 3 runs all earned, and 5 strikeouts. 184 innings all told, 187 hits, 88 runs, 83 earned, 19 homers. He's walked 27 and struck out 91. And the thing with Alexander is his opponent batting average is 25 points better than it was in real life. So the Twins are just kind of licking their chops, especially with Anderson, a Cy Young candidate, on the mound for Minnesota. Luis Salazar, 3 and 3 and left as we set the Tiger defense for you. Gary Pettis, a 10 and 4 in center. Chet Lemon, a 7 and 8 in right. Tom Brookins is a 4 at third. Alan Trammell is an 8 at short. Lou Whitaker, an 8 at second. Ray Knight, boo hiss, is a 2 at first. So Darrell Evans is not in the lineup today. Mike Heath is behind the plate. Remember, he came in and played right field against the Red Sox the other day. He's a 7 and 5. And Alexander, not that great on the mound as a fielder. He's a 3 with a 939 or 93.9 fielding percentage. So all that, Gladden stepping in at 247, 8 homers, and 40 RBI. For both teams, this is game 119. The Twins are 75 and 43, but yet the Royals have just chipped and chipped and chipped at the lead. So the Twins are in this interesting position where they have the best record in baseball, and the Royals have the second best record in baseball. The Tigers, 11 games behind the Twins, are just as close to the Red Sox. Well, I think they're a little closer. I think it's 2 games for Detroit and Minnesota's lead over KC's 2.5. Pitch to Gladden to start the ball game. Fly ball left field. Back goes Salazar, and he's there. That's how this one starts, 1 out. For John Moses, hitting .308. A home run and 10 RBI. Alexander deals. Moses grounds this one foul, third base side, and somebody from Windsor got a souvenir. The count is 0-2. So Alexander, on this beautiful afternoon in Detroit, the 0-2. Struck him out, an 0-2 fastball on the inside corner, 2 away. For Kirby Puckett, hitting .367, 19 homers, and 90 RBI. Alexander deals. Kirby sends this one in the left. Back goes Salazar, and that will retire the side. Twins go in order, half an inning in the books, no score. So Alan Anderson only has 8 more starts after this. He's making his 22nd start of the year. He is 14 and 2 with a 2.27 ERA. That's second in the league, and his 14 wins are good enough for 6. Allen is 24, fastball at 85, and a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched against the Indians 11 days ago. In a 14-5 win, he went 7 1/3, 126 pitches, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 homers. In fact, in his last 2 starts, he's given up 4. He has walked 1, watched me sneeze, and struck out 3. In 150 1/3 innings, he's allowed 113 hits, but only 42 runs, and 38 of those earned. He's allowed 16 homers, he's walked 34, and struck out 77. The lineup he will face: Lou Whitaker at second will lead off. Luis Salazar in left will bat second. Alan Trammell at short will bat third. Chet Lemon cleans up in right. Larry Herndon is a DH. He'll go fifth. Tom Brookins at third will bat sixth. Ray Knight at first will bat seventh. Mike Heath behind the plate goes eighth. And Gary Pettis is in center. He'll bat ninth. Interesting that they'll use him there because he does have legs. He has 42 stolen bases on the year. Anderson is a 7-inning pitcher. He should throw about 110 pitches. Defensively for the Twins, Dan Gladden an 8 and a 7 in left. Kirby Puckett a 10 and an 8 in center. John Moses a 6 and a 3 in right. Al Newman in for Gary Gaetti at third. He's a 3. Greg Agnew a 5 at short. Lombardozzi a 3 at second. I don't think they're liking that Tommy Herr Tom Bernansky trade. Kent Herbeck a 3 at first. Brian Harper a 4 and a 4 behind the plate. And Anderson a 7 on the mound with a .956 fielding percentage. Lefty versus lefty. Whittaker steps in at .259. 9 homers and 33 RBI. Anderson starts his ball game, a fly ball to right. Moses comes in, 1 out. So if Anderson can be efficient, he could go deep. Luis Salazar hitting .256, 2 homers and 31 RBI. Observant people of the outcome box will tell you, will notice the Tigers are looking good early on. Pitch to Salazar, hit him. Well, that's not what Anderson wanted, and this sellout crowd here at Tiger Stadium isn't liking that. So the 0-2 hit him in the ribs, and there's 1 out for Trammell. And Salazar pretty much a cinch if he wants to go to take second. Trammell at .295, 11 homers and 55 RBI. He throws to first, and Salazar is back. And now we'll send Louis on a steal. Pitch to Trammell. There goes Salazar. The throw down to Lombardozzi, and Louis has his second steal. Must be Anderson couldn't hold anybody on, because Salazar only had 6 steals. That was the second of the replay. So 1 strike count to Trammell. Bottom of the first, 1 out in a pensive Tiger Stadium. Pitch to Trammell. Slow ground ball to Gagne. Throws to Herbeck, and Trammell is retired. Salazar takes third. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Chet Lemon at .265, 21 homers and 75 RBI. And so as we reach the midpoint in August, and we'll talk about this more when we show you the standings, it really is a game of 52 pickup in the American League East. Pitch to Lemon. Base hit, right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Lemon is into second standing. Salazar will score as Lemon hits his 21st double, and the Tigers draw first blood, 1-0. So here's Herndon at .209, 3 homers and 16 RBI. Base hit left field. Gladden will pick it up. Lemon, the vet, will round third. Alex Grammas is going to wave him home. Gladden's throw to the plate is not in time, and the Tigers jump out to a 2-0 lead. So a good start for Detroit. Here's Brookins. Tom at .250, 5 homers and 30 RBI. Anderson just kind of grazes a foot over the mound to do a little gardening as Brookins gets settled in. Into center field, well hit, but it's a big ballpark, and Kirby will make the catch. However, Tigers 2 hits, 2 runs. They leave on a runner, and after 1, Detroit 2, Minnesota 0. So Herbeck, Harper, and Bush to face Alexander, who had a very easy first. Remember, when we were with you yesterday, the Tigers had a 5-0 lead over Boston and lost. We'll see if the computer me running the show for Detroit and doing the pen is a bit better than the computer. Herbeck, .326, 21 homers, and 87 RBI. Alexander deals, struck him out. That's 2 for Doyle. A full count fastball, and Herbeck chased. So 1 out for Harper, hitting .299, 2 homers and 19 RBI. Alexander deals, ground ball to Whittaker, over to Knight for the out, 2 away. Brings up Randy Bush, hitting .296. 10 homers 253 RBI. Bush to Whitaker in the second verse is going to be the same as the first. So down go the Twins in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after an inning and a half, 2-0 Detroit. So Knight, Heath, and Pettis to face Anderson, who did not have a good first. Knight hitting .243, a homer, and 25 RBI. And I'm not sure by 1988 if he was still the president of the Nancy Lopez fan club or not. Slow ground ball to Gagne over to Herbeck. 1 out. For Mike Heath, hitting .288, 4 homers and 24 RBI. Matt Noakes gets the day off. And that hit the mound. Gagne's got it over to first for the out, 2 away. Gary Pettis hitting .222, 3 homers, and 26 RBI. So the Tigers have good speed. Anderson looking better over the course of the inning. Pettis into left center. Puckett comes in, rides a swing. Kirby's there, and the Tigers go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go the third here at Tiger Stadium. Detroit 2, Minnesota nothing. So 7-8-9 for the Twins here in the third. Gagne, Lombardozzi, and Mad Magazine, Alfred Newman, batting ninth. Gagne at .239, 13 homers and 49 RBI. Alexander deals. There's a fly ball, left center. Pettis ranges over, makes the catch, 1 out. For Lombardozzi, hitting .197, 2 homers and 20 RBI. So I see that the Padres had a no-hitter yesterday. Dylan Cease against the Nationals, a team I still have a very big soft spots for. But I can't imagine anyone with the last name of Cease that's a pitcher doesn't have a t-shirt with his name and desist on it. Because that's what the National Bats did yesterday. They ceased and desisted. Lombardozzi into right field. Lemon over in foul territory by the Pens. Makes the catch, 2 out. Didn't even get a groan for that one, huh? Here's Newman. So 8 up, 8 down. Newman at .202. No homers and 8 RBI. Slow ground ball to Whitaker. In on the grass. Throws to Knight. And it is 9 up, 9 down. So after 2.5, it's the Tigers 2, the Twins nothing. So top of the lineup to face Anderson here in the third. Whitaker, Salazar, and Trammell. Lou is 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Anderson. 33 pitches. 2 innings, 2 hits, and 2 runs. Hasn't walked anybody, hasn't struck out anybody. And of course, one of the big differences in 88 was 36 years ago. I mean, Anderson threw 202 in the third real innings and only struck out 83. Pitch to contact. And Whitaker strikes out. All that, Whitaker chased a 1-2 fastball, 1 out. That's a reverse broadcaster's jinx, isn't it? Anderson just kind of giggles. Here's Salazar. Louis reached on a hit by pitch, stole a bag, and scored. Anderson deals. Salazar, a slow ground ball up the middle for a base hit, and that's the third Tiger hit. They'll keep an eye on him this time. Trammell is 0 for 1. Anderson's pitch. Ground ball to third. Newman Lombardozzi for 1, Herbeck for 2. So they go around the horn and turn a 5-4-3. Tigers get a hit, and that's it. And after 3, we are flying right by. It's the Tigers 2, the Twins nothing. So, top of the lineup for Minnesota. 36 pitches for Alexander. 3 innings and 2 strikeouts. And hope you like your bagels, because Minnesota has a lot of them. And pretty much everybody right now for Minnesota is 0 for 1. Slow chopper. Trammell way in on the grass. And there goes the no-hitter. Trammell didn't even want to make a throw. Remember, the grass here at Tiger Stadium, especially after the Lions moved to Pontiac in '75, is thick and luscious. Kind of like my hair in 1988. Today, it's like my hair in 2024. It's just almost not there. But at the time, they let it grow, primarily because they had Ron LaFleur. And they figured that if you could steal, because home teams control how thick the grass is, or how thick their surface is, that if you had a thick, wiry grass in the infield, that you could steal a couple base hits a year. All that just to say it backfired against the Tigers there. John Moses struck out his first time up. The throw to first, and Gladden. Was he going? Nope, he's back. So the Twins finally have a base runner. Moses, a slow chopper tonight. Ray takes it to the bag. Gladden goes to second, 1 out. So runner in scoring position for Kirby Puckett, who's 0 for 1. Don't forget, live digital dice Sunday. Keith Avalone from Play.com joins us for episode 233. Don't know what time we're doing that. Mr. Gardner's busy. So if you got any questions, let us know. Pitch to Puckett. There's a slow ground ball tonight. Ray takes it to the bag himself. And Kirby is retired. Gladden moves on to third. For Herbeck, who struck out his first time up. Base hit over Whittaker. Gladden will score, and the Twins have cut the lead in half. So Herbeck gets the RBI single with 2 out here in the 4th. And they'll bring up Brian Harper, who's 0 for 1. Next football upload sometime next week. Week 2, Giants and Rams from 2008. The Rams are horrible. So if I don't win that game, the Rams, I think, went 2-14 in '08. But it will be from the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. Harper's 0 for 1. Brian hits a ground ball tonight. We'll take it to the bag, and that will do. Twins get on the board. 1 run, 2 hits and no errors, and after 3.5, it's 2-1 Detroit. And so here are the standings. In the West, again, the Twins have the best record in baseball. They're 75-43. And how much money would you have put on the Royals in the middle of August, having a better record than the Mets? Oakland's not too shabby either, but they're 8 out with 42 to go. It's going to be a tough road to hoe for Oakland. In the East, the Red Sox lead the train. The Tigers by 2, Jays by 2, Brewers by 2.5, and the Yankees by 4.5. In the National League East, Mets by 9.5 over the Pirates and 12.5 over the Phillies. And in a shocker in the West, it's the Reds by 2.5 over the Dodgers and 7 over San Diego. Minnesota, the best offense in the American League, hitting .282, and Detroit, having the second best pitching in the league, at 368. Twins defense is pretty good at 983. So here's Chet Lemon. Chet doubled home a run in the first. He's now driven 76. Alternate timeline. JT 2.0. Thank you, sir. Pitch to Lemon. Liner to right. Moses makes the catch, 1 out for Larry Herndon. Larry singled home a run in the first. In 1988, because the Olympics start today in earnest, could you ever imagine that someone best known for not only being a rapper, but a stoner would be one of the last runners to carry an Olympic torch? But yet, Snoop Dogg, who's only a month older than I am, was one of the last torch runners today in Paris. Pitch to Herndon. Base hit left center field. He's digging for 2. He's got it. That's his 6th double. And so the Tigers have a runner in scoring position, 1 out for Brookins. Tom is 0 for 1. Harper reminds Anderson, you got a chance to win this. Throw good pitches. Or walk him. Is that an FBO walk? First base open walk, a 3-1 curve, high and away. So the Twins set up a double play for Ray Knight, who is 0 for 1. Andrew, you're driving. Thanks for listening, though. Don't forget Keith Avalone for our Avalone Sunday night. We'll post that in the Discord and on Facebook what time he's going to be on. Pitch tonight. Ground ball to third. They might get 2. Newman goes to Lombardozzi for 1 and Herbeck for 2. They go around the horn and the Tigers are out of it. So Alan Anderson gets his best friend. No runs, a hit. The Tigers have only left on 2. And after 4 here in Corktown, Detroit 2, Minnesota 1. Snoop might only be a month older in age, but yeah, I saw that. I don't know how you are, JT. I saw his picture today and I looked it up because he looks considerably older than I am. And I was surprised. October of 72. Or 71. Because we'll both be 53 this year. Here's Randy Bush. He's 0 for 1. So the Tigers, by the way, getting back to the ball game, have had their chances. But it's a 1-run game. Pitch to Bush. Struck him out. That's 3 for Alexander. 2-2 fastball inside. You just turned 50 back in April. Welcome to the club. We have Super Nintendos and light cola. Here's Greg Gagne with 1 out. Greg is 0 for 1. Oh, you turned 50? Yeah, 50. Struck him out. So Alexander has a good morning and a good afternoon. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. Now, granted, that fastball is a changeup for most people, even in this era. Here's Lombardozzi. Steve is 0 for 1. Slow ground ball tonight. He'll take it to the bag himself on halfway home on a gorgeous day in Burlington. It's the Tigers 2. As I lose my mouse, the Twins 1. It's one of the rare days where I got my drink in and everything set up in the 30 seconds I had during the break. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Tigers. Twins run 1 run on 2 hits. Detroit got their 2 in the first, if you joined us late. Chet Lemon doubled home Louis Salazar to make it 1-0. Larry Herndon scored Chet Lemon to make it 2-0. In the fourth, the Twins cut it in half. Kent Herbeck an RBI single to score Dan Gladden to make it 2-1. So unlike some of our more recent streams, this one has actually been a pretty decent pitcher's duel. Alan Anderson, a 4-hitter through 4, and Doyle Alexander, a 2-hitter through 5, and has struck out 4. Mike Heath steps in, he's 0 for 1. Right back to Anderson, throws to first, 1 out. For Gary Pettis, who's 0 for 1. They play for the bunt. And since he's a 10, I can understand that. So Newman and Herbeck play in on the grass. Pettis ground ball to Gagne, over to Herbeck for the out. 2 out. 18 batters deep. 71 pitches for Anderson, 4 2/3. Both the runs are earned, 4 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. The strikeout was Lou Whitaker, who is 0 for 2. Up the middle, Lombardozzi from the grass throws him out. How about that? My goodness, what a play by Steve Lombardozzi. And Tommy Hurd just kind of sits there and shakes his head. After 5, no runs, no hits, and no errors. It's the Tigers 2, the Twins 1. Is he hurt or is it a day off? Let's take a look. I'm assuming it's a day off. He only played 133 games. So I'm imagining it's just a day off. When did he play last? Yeah, he played 2 days ago. He played in the series, so just getting a rest. Newman is 0 for 1, by the way. Alexander starts the 6th. Up the middle, past Whitaker for a base hit. So the Twins get their 3rd hit. Alexander was perfect for his first 9. Now, after 70 pitches, 5+ innings, 3 hits, the run is earned and he's fanned 4. And Dan Gladden, with the broadcaster's jinx, singled and scored. Well, that would be up to the computer to use them. Unless it's the Red Sox, I manage the home team. But yeah, he's there. These Twins are a resilient bunch, and even this lineup is pretty good. Pitch to Gladden. There goes Newman. Hit and run was on. Alexander, third base side of the rubber, throws to first. Gladden retired, and Newman moves into scoring position. With 1 out for John Moses, who is 0 for 2 with a K. Jim Brown, yep. This is the pre-second era of Alexander with the Braves. Moses parts the seas with this one. Pettis runs in, makes the catch, and Newman shouldn't be going anywhere. And he's not. So 2 out for Puckett. Kirby is 0 for 2. Fly ball left field. Salazar by the Tiger pen will make the catch, and that'll do. Twins get a hit, leave only on their second runner, and after 5.5, it's Detroit, as they say on the Canadian side of the border, 2, Minnesota 1. So Salazar, Trammell, and Lemon to face Anderson. Here in the 6th, Louis has singled, stole a base, and scored. Struck him out. That's 2 for Anderson. An 0-2 curveball got him swinging. For Alan Trammell, who has grunted into a double play, he's 0 for 2. Anderson has induced 2. Under the hard variety, 5-4-3s. Pitch to Trammell. That's off the mound, and that's in the center field for a base hit. So Trammell cue-balled it off the top of the mound and off the foot of Anderson right into center field. Trammell can steal, but he won't here. Lemon doubled home a run in the first and then later scored. Tigers got 2 in the first, and the Twins got a singleton in the fourth. Right center, Kirby, back, makes the catch, and Trammell has to scamper back. For Larry Herndon, who is 2 for 2, he has singled, doubled, and drove in Lemon in the first. Trammell creeps off the bag. Pitch to the plate. Puckett comes in, rides a Schwinn, makes the catch to retire the side. Tigers get a hit, leave a runner on, and after 6 here at Tiger Stadium, Detroit 2, Minnesota 1. Jamie. Yep, the old off the mouse deflected into second base in the outfield trick. Yep. And as Maxwell Smart would have said, missed it by that much. Here's Herbeck, Kent 1 for 2, Harper and Bush to follow. If you're not on Facebook, I don't know if you can put a link in, Jamie, or not. Jamie, the publisher, author, and chief bottle washer for Sports Gaming Journal, produced a new issue that was released yesterday, and some schmuck is the interview this month. I won't say who. Jamie did a wonderful job piecing together what I said, along with the usual goodness for that. So between Jamie and St. Patrick, there's some good reading material in the community. Pitch to Herbeck, Kent swings, that's into Trammell, leaps and makes the catch. Herbeck thought that was a base hit, and Trammell robbed him. So 1 out for Harper. Brian is 0 for 2. Base hit down the line and right. Salazar will have to go get it. Harper's going to have 2. Brookins is not the world's best defense. Harper's digging for 3, and he's in there. His second triple of the year. And with 1 out, the Twins have the tying run in scoring position on third in the late innings. Now, if you're not on Facebook, but yeah, so it's there. You should be able to. I'm the admin. Try it. It's a Google product, for crying out loud. Randy's 0 for 2. Bush is struck out. So runner on third, 1 out, and he's a tying run. To third, Brookins will look Harper back. Nope, Harper's going to go. Brookins will try for the out at home. Harper and Heath collide. No, sir. A tag was there, but he was already passed, and it's a tie ball game. So 2-2. Brookins took the chance to get the runner out at home. In the fourth inning, I think I would normally concede that, but late in the game, you got to try for it. Gagne 0 for 2 with a K. And Alexander just kind of shakes his head. He's pitched very well, but the Twins just do all the right things. Bush on first, fly ball left field. Salazar comes in. And Bush will hold it first. So here's Lombardozzi. Steve is 0 for 2. Alexander winds and deals. Ground ball to short. Trammell in on the grass. Has to hurry. He's out. Twins tied this puppy at the stretch 2-2. I'd like to thank Jamie Hopkins for being our newest Patreon here at Retro Sports Network. Jamie watching all the way in Ireland. So thank you very much, sir. Jamie can cut and paste and then download the PDF on the Google Drive. So Tom Brookins is 0 for 1 with a walk. Anderson is going to get the 7th, I would think. Brookins slaps this one in the left field for a base hit. So the Tigers almost immediately have the go-ahead run on. 6th hit for Detroit. Minnesota has 4. For Ray Knight, who is 0 for 2, he is grounded into a double play. I usually give people 3 times through the lineup before I change. And as you know, Ray Knight and I are best buddies. Pitch to Knight. Struck him out. Anderson got him on an 0-2 changeup. 2 out. 3rd strikeout for Anderson. And so here is Mike Heath. Mike is 0 for 2. Anderson's pitch. Slow chopper to Herbeck. And it hit the runner. It hit the runner, and Brookins is out. So Herbeck went to field it, and it caught Brookins on the shoe. So Heath gets credit for a hit, but Brookins is retired. How in the world would you score that? A good night to Ray in the afternoon. 2 out for Pettis, who's 0 for 2. Honestly, how would you score that? A base hit and a runner out. Pettis in the right. Moses waits. Foul territory, makes the catch, and that'll do. So, no runs, 2 hits. The Tigers leave on 1. And after 7, it's Minnesota 2, Detroit 2. Think it's scored to the nearest fielder? That is certainly a very rare play. Alexander will face Newman, Gladden, and Moses here in the 8th. Al singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Popped up. Right side. Knight goes over by the dugout. No. 2-2. And somebody from Grand Rapids made that catch. So Alexander, a 2-2 count to Newman. Ground ball to Whittaker, deep in the hole, throws to Knight, 1 out. So here's Gladden. Dan is 1 for 3. A single and a run scored. 27 batters deep for Alexander, 96 pitches. Speaking of Grand Rapids, 7 1/3, 4 hits and 4 strikeouts. Both the runs are earned. How'd the game score it? Single 3U. The ball is dead, and so the hitter gets a hit. The game scored at a single and 3 unassisted, which would be right. So I think Circle gets a square, and Jamie's right. Doesn't happen all that often. 1 out. Here's Gladden. 1 for 3. Alexander got him. He chased a 1-2 fastball, 2 out. So here's John Moses. He's 0 for 3 with a K. Good memory, Jamie. Pitch to Moses. Fly ball right field. Lemon. That got it higher than I thought, but Lemon is there. That'll do it for Alan Anderson. Keith Atherton coming in to pitch. We go to the bottom of the 8th in a 2-2 tie. So Atherton, a workhorse here in Minnesota, making his 44th appearance. But was it the secret square? Yes. Yes, it was. And Jamie got $500 gift certificate from the Spiegel catalog of Chicago, Illinois. Atherton is 2 and 3. with a 2.03 ERA. Keith is 29, fastball at 87, and a fly ball pitcher. He last pitched 2 days ago and took the loss against these Tigers in a 4-3 ballgame. Gave up a solo homer on 12 pitches, 2/3 of an inning. 62 total innings, 49 hits, 14 runs, all earned. 6 homers, 22 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Jamie says, I'm going to order the Civil War chess set. Put the rest of it on an account and don't hit bankrupt on Wheel of Fortune, right? Lou Whitaker is 0 for 3 with a K. Speaking of the original Hollywood Squares, Charlie Weaver, and you got to be considerably older than I am to remember Charlie Weaver on the Hollywood Squares, apparently was quite the Civil War buff. Whitaker into center field. Kirby going back will make the catch, 1 out. Cliff Arquette was his real name, and I think that was Rosanna's grandfather. Luis Salazar 1 for 2. He has singled, struck out, stolen a base, and scored. Atherton deals. That's into right. Moses, 2 out. For Alan Trammell, who's 1 for 3. I bet he was hoping for a year's supply of turtle wax and rice-a-roni. Our contract with Creebets ended, so if this game was in San Francisco, he would have gotten a San Francisco treat for sure. Garlic fries. Trammell has singled and grounded into a double play. Atherton deals. Trammell pops it up. Puckett waits. Will make the catch, and that'll do. No runs, no hits, no errors. Alexander will start the ninth in a 2-2 tie. So Puckett, Herbeck, and Harper all hitting above 300. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Twins, and they've left on 3. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and the Tigers have left on 4. Kirby swings, ground ball to Trammell over tonight. 1 out. Here's Herbeck. Kent has singled, driven in a run, and struck out. Alexander has scattered 4 hits, and right now doesn't have a decision. To third. Brookins over tonight. 2 out. For the Tigers in the bottom of the ninth, as we hit cardiac time, Lemon, Herndon, and Brookins. And then we'll pinch hit for Knight if needed. Brian Harper tripled and scored. In the 7th, he's 1 for 3. Alexander has done everything the Tigers have needed him to do today, 8 2/3, and allowed 4 hits. Harper swings and out, make that a 5th hit as he punches that one in the left for a single. Salazar should have had it. 9th poor play of the year for Louis on the left. And John Davidson, speaking of the Hollywood Squares, is going to pinch run at first. So Harper's day is done. It's Mark Davidson, who can steal a bag. Randy Bush, who's 0 for 3. So Alexander trying to get out of this. Only the 5th hit for the Twins. Ground ball to Knight, and that will take care of business. So the Twins are done. No runs, a hit, no errors. Tigers can walk this off now. After 8.5, Twins and Tigers tied at 2. So Lemon, Herndon, maybe, and Brookins to face the righty Atherton in the 9th. Chet doubled home a run. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Slow ground ball. Lombardozzi can't throw him out. So the winning run is on for the Tigers here in the ninth. An anonymous person, listen to the most recent podcast. One thing that has not changed in the last 5 years is the horrendous quality of puns by a person who shall remain nameless. Because, yep, I agree. Here's Herndon. Larry is gonna pinch hit for Larry. Who can hit a righty? So Dave Bergman will come in to pinch hit, and Jeff Reardon will come in to pitch. So the wheels turneth here at Tiger Stadium, and we got a pitching change from Detroit. So Reardon making his 40th appearance. He is 2-3 with a 2.89 ERA. The run is Atherton's, not Reardon's. Reardon throws an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. He last pitched against the Yankees 4 days ago. Picked up a save and a 4-1 win, 2/3 of an inning and 5 pitches. So overall, 37 1/3, 41 hits, 15 runs, 12 earned, 4 homers. He has walked 6 and struck out 30. Bergman he's a DH, so it's technically not a pinch hitter. Twins play for the power. Everybody almost backed up to the track. Ladner, by the way, is the catcher. He's a 7 4 behind the plate. So the wheels have spun around. Lemon the winning run on first. Bergman 311, 2 homers and 25 RBI. He does have some power. He doesn't need to flex it. And Lemon is not the world's fastest runner. He's average. Base hit right field. I'll drop in front of Moses. That'll backfire on the Twins. Lemon will hold at second. So nobody out for Tom Brookins, who was 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. So Bergman gets the Adirondack chair and sits on first. Lemon, the winning run. And you got Whale Wander coming in to pitch run. Whale Wander has Ricky Henderson type speed on the bases. I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it. They got a couple outfielders if the game should go extra. Brookins, as we said, 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Reardon's pitch. Ground ball to third. Newman. Lombardozzi for 1. Brookins is going to reach. So it's first and third, 1 out. They will pinch hit for Knight with Dwayne Murphy. Murphy, as a pinch, does not have a pinch hit. He's hitting .259 overall with 5 RBI. So Whale Wander, the winning run, 90 feet away. Brookins just kind of stands there at first. 1 out. And if Reardon has a strikeout in his arsenal, if you're a Twins fan, now is the time. He throws to first, really? And Herbeck has to get the tag on him. So pitch by pitch mode now. 80 degrees, beautiful weather, not a breath of wind. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Reardon in real life struck out 56 in 73 innings. He will go from the set, the 1-0, outside and high, 2-0. Not the end of the world if Murphy gets walked if you're a Twins fan. You're setting up the double play at other base, or the force at every base. And you have Mike Heath to bat. 2-0 from Reardon. 2-1. Chase a curveball. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. Murphy over from Oakland, I believe. And I don't remember who they got for him. The 2-1. Base hit left field, and that will win the ball game. Will Wander claps his hands. He crosses the plate, and the Tigers have walked this off 3-2. Just a little punch in the left, and that's all you need with a winning run on third. So 2 hours and 57 minutes on a Friday afternoon. Tigers have beaten the Twins by 1. 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Tigers are 65 and 54. They left on 4. The Twins, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors, and they left on 4. And imagine that Doyle Alexander, because the Tigers never pulled the pitcher, gets credit for his win, his 9th of the year. And poor Keith Atherton gets the loss. Sometimes life isn't fair. Reardon allowed 2 hits. And poor Alan Anderson, 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned a walk and 3 strikeouts. Never, ever, ever take Brian Harper out of a game. That was the computer, not me. Alexander goes the route, 9 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and 5 strikeouts. And so we're going to give Lemon the MVP because it was him that reached. So for the moment, the lead is 2 in the West and 1.5 in the East. So as we play the rest of this Wednesday in baseball, I can tell you the Red Sox doubled up the Mariners 10-5. The Tigers gained no ground. Bruce Hurst 12-9. Bill Swift is 6-11. Steve Balboni 2 for 4, hits his 7th and drives in 2. The A's get a game on because they pound Baltimore 6-1. Kurt Young goes to 8-5. Dillard 0-1. Jose Canseco doubles twice and goes 3 for 5. So it's 7 games in a game and a half because Kansas City won 2. Milwaukee beats Cleveland 4-2 and 10. Dan Plesac goes to 3-1. Doug Jones falls to 5-4 in this battle of the 80s pens. Paul Molitor 2 for 4 and 2 stolen bases. Cubs beat the Reds 7-5. Rick Sutcliffe goes to 9-12. Jack Armstrong can't win anything. He's 1-7. Barry Larkin 3 for 4, hits his 10th. The Yankees in 13 beat California 7-6. Cecilio Guante goes 6-3. Corbett falls to 2-5. Howell 4 for 5, hits his 13th and drives in 4. Braves beat the Pirates 4-3 in Pittsburgh. Jimenez 1-2. Jim Gott 4-5. Bruce Benedict, much of a fabric of TBS, says Andy Griffith, 3 for 4, 2 RBI, and 2 doubles. The White Sox put 10 up on Toronto in Chicago, 10-3. Jerry Royce, 9-8. Jim Clancy, 10-9. Darrell Boston, 3 for 4, hits his 14th and drives in 3. Royals beat the Rangers 8-1. Floyd Bannister, 10-9. Juan Guzman falls to 9-11. Pat Tabler, 3 for 4, 2 RBI, and 2 doubles. The Cardinals beat the Astros 4-2. Joe McGrain 7-6. Juan Augusto 3-7. Ramirez 3 for 4 and 2 doubles. Phillies go into L.A. The Dodgers commit 4 errors and lose 6-4. Mike Maddox 3-1. John Tudor drops his first decision as a Dodger. James, I think it's Deion James, heaven help him, 2 for 4, hits his 16th and drives in 3. Mets beat San Francisco 10-6. The Giants walked 10. David Cohn cruises to an 11-6 record. Rick Russell 7-12. Kevin McReynolds 2 for 3. Hits his 22nd and drives in 3. San Diego beats Montreal 3-1. Rasmussen 8-1. McGaffigan 6-6. And Davis has his 23rd save. When we're with you Monday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, it is the Mets and the Padres from San Diego. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you the next time.